afternoon, folks. Big Bo with RVs with Big Bo at Parkway RV Center, and got another nice smaller Class A motorhome we're going to review today. This one just come in. We hadn't even wrote on the windshield yet. This is a 2008 Winnebago Sightseer. It's the model 26P. It's the smallest Sightseer they built in 2008. 26 feet 11 inches long, but it's got 2 slide out, so it's got a great floor plan. Every one of these 26Ps I film, we put online, sell very, very quickly. This one just turned 30,000 miles. It's got brand new Michelins all the way around, 2022 date codes. 30,000 miles, really a nice unit, guys. I got the motorhome running, I've got the generator running, 4 kW Onan with 276 hours. Just turned 30,000 miles on the RV, built on a Workhorse chassis. Got the 8.1 Vortec V8. Got this one will have the 4180E transmission. It's got a 5,000 pound tow capacity, 340 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque. You do have slide toppers, but the previous owners, for whatever reason, removed the awning. Just maybe they didn't use it, but it would be such a small awning, I guess it was more trouble than it was worth. Well, this is a small motorhome, guys. Does have a one-piece seamless fiberglass roof like all Winnebagos do. Brand new Michelins, and those aren't cheap. I don't know about y'all, but I think I'd give up Michelin. I think I'd take the new Michelins over an awning. Under 300 hours on the generator. You can see, guys, the outside looks great. It's got one little faded spot on this side where I guess it was exposed to the sun or something like that, but you can see the stripe right here. And you know, that's something you can probably touch up, paint yourself, have somebody do it. It's not that big a deal. Does have the leveling jacks, 4K Onan generator. Got your second slide out right here with an awning, window awning and awning topper. You know, windshields look great. And this stripe right here too, forgot to mention that. And guys, I always point out the good and the bad because these are used motorhomes. They're not new, it's not priced to be new. It's actually got a very, very good price on this, considering 30,000 miles at $42,900. But I am going to point out any defects I see, so that way you know about it. Now, does that mean I'm going to see everything? No, I'm just human. There may be some things I miss. Y'all may see it in the video, you may see it in person. So, you know, I do highly encourage everyone to, like any used or new RV, to either inspect it yourself before purchase or hire a third-party inspection service. I highly recommend that. I think you wouldn't buy a house without a professional home inspection. Why should you buy an RV without one? So let's look inside, guys. I've got the AC running. Oh, it feels good in here. I can personally attest, guys, the 15,000 BTU ducted roof air is ice cold. Front stereo up here works good. Dash looks good. Now, it does have an ABS light on, like so many of these things do, because obviously with 30,000 miles and being 14 years old, it has set a lot between uses, which is normal. And those sensors, sometimes they get debris in it. You don't know what's happened, and it causes the ABS light to come on. We drove this thing several hundred miles up here towing a car, so I don't really think that's a concern to a lot of people. I know a lot of people freak out over an engine light, but it's no big deal. That's something, you know, we're very limited on what we can fix with our pricing and our manpower, so we're selling it with that light. You know, if it's something that we can fix here, we can hook a scan tool up, something we can just replace the sensors that's easy to get to, something like that, we'll do it. A lot of times they'll go out over time. You may want to have it fixed, you may not. That's entirely up to you. The brakes work, they stop, they don't lock up. So, and you know, the thing is about Workhorse or Chevrolet chassis, the wind can blow the wrong way and set off an engine light. That's one thing I have. You know, Chevrolets are great motorhomes. I've owned them over the years. My last one was a Chevrolet They are very sensitive. A loose gas cap can set a check engine light off on one, so keep that in mind. They're a lot more sensitive than the Ford chassis, but they do run and drive great. You can see, guys, windshields look great visibility. It's only under 27 foot motorhome. You do have the dash fans, backup camera. You do have stereo, let's see here, nice brake controller too. Digital readout brake controller. Stereo system sounds good. See, does it have the rear heat system? It does. You've got the coach heat system, and a lot of people still ask me to this day what that is. Winnebago has a patent, and the only reason I know this stuff because I've owned 2 Winnebagos myself, a C and a Class A. I owned a Class A Adventurer for many years, and mine had this. The coach heat, basically, guys, Winnebago engineers realize, hey, you know, when you're driving down the road, 75–80% of the heat coming off your motor is wasted. They came up with a system right here that in the wintertime is really handy. It takes the wasted, the heat that's normally wasted from the motor and circulates it without any fumes, of course, to the rear bedroom, so it heats it up, and you've got a low and a high switch. You can cut it off and on. And not only that, guys, you get a free heated bedroom, so you don't really have to run your furnace going down the road because you got your dash heat and then your rear heat back there. Between those two, you can keep it comfortable without running furnace. But not only that, but it also goes around your water heater. You get a free tank of hot water out of it too. So, and they have a patent on that. Nobody else has that system. Winnebago also builds 80% of the parts in this RV, guys. So what's nice about that is you can get parts for Winnebagos, even an 08 model, even older than this, a lot older than this, directly from Winnebago. Now, does that mean you can get everything? No, COVID did hit Winnebago too, so they are sometimes limited on their older RV parts, a lot more limited than they used to be, but you'd be surprised how many parts you can still get for this 08 Winnebago Sightseer directly from Winnebago parts. You don't even have to go through a dealer. Very handy resource to have. And, you know, you try that with an 08 Fleetwood or Coachman or pretty much any other brand 08 out there, you're not going to find. You call factory, want to order parts, they're going to tell you, they're going to laugh at you, said they ain't had parts for one that old in years. Good thing about Winnebagos, they still have a lot of parts, or they have the templates for the parts. They can build the parts if they have the templates. Might take a few weeks, but you can get a lot of these hard to fit parts directly from them, or hard to find parts. Anyway, front seats, which are built by Winnebago, do swivel for party seating. They look great. There's no smoke or pet odors in here. Let's see if I can get up. And Winnebago was actually the first RV manufacturer to build their own frames in-house. So in other words, you know, everything on the Workhorse chassis is built by Winnebago for a 2008 Sightseer 26P. It's not an aftermarket frame like other RV manufacturers buy, where you might have the same frame on a Fleetwood Terra as you do a Coachman Murata. And this way, the engineers that design and build the 26P the frame and everything's all built together. And what do you get from that? Well, you get tighter fitting slide outs, first of all, with a Winnebago. You get less squeaks and rattles and less sway because it's a more solid frame, because it's all custom fit together. They build the frame for the motorhome instead of building the motorhome around the frame. And you'd be surprised how much difference that makes in the ride and drive. Everything looks good in here, guys. The only thing weird is obviously they've kept a spare tire in this thing for a long period of time, and it has stained linoleum a little bit. We tried getting it up, wasn't having any luck. You might have better luck than us, or you may have to put a rug over it. Seats look great. Got a small TV up here, perfect viewing area from the sleeper sofa. Lord, that air feels good. You do have a fantastic vent fan too, for those of you like to boondock and don't want to run the generator. That can really help circulate a lot of air. That's a boondocker's best friend. Do have a 6 cubic foot RV refrigerator freezer that runs off propane or electric. And we do guarantee it to work at time of sale and get cold, and it may already be getting cold. It's been running for a little bit. Yeah, I feel it starting to get cool in the back of the freezer, so that's a really good sign. A lot of things, Winnebago's got their stain-free touch stainless steel panels. You know how most stainless steel furniture, you touch it, you leave fingerprints? Not with this. You have a pantry. A couple of pantries right here. Kitchen-wise, you do have a 3-burner stovetop. It shows a little bit of use, but not bad. You do have a microwave, Frigidaire microwave that somebody's replaced. Double basin sink. You know, you're only talking a 27-foot motorhome. This is not a huge RV by no stretch of the imagination, but it's still big enough that you got a cozy rear bedroom with a queen island bed. And you can see you've got some overhead storage. There's storage underneath the bed. This is in a slide out system. At the foot of the bed, you do have a lot of storage in this bedroom, guys. A lot more than most 27-foot motorhomes are going to have. Because you're looking at a Class A that's shorter than most Class Cs. Look at all the drawer space. Of course, when the slide out's in, you're not able to access those drawers. But you do have 3-door closet storage here. Little desk, makeup, get ready area that you can just sit at the foot of the bed and get to. Use it for an office or a place to pay bills or whatever you need to use it for. It's got plug-ins. Buy you a little chair to sit there if you need to sit closer. You've got a split bath, which is about all you can really get in a motorhome this size. Again, under 27 feet. Shower is bleached yellow. Obviously, it's been stored outside some from the stripes on the outside, so the sun has bleached this shower yellow, which doesn't hurt anything because it's a fiberglass roof. It's just a cosmetic thing. Does have a shower curtain, even though you really don't need it with this glass door, but unless the people just left the door open and use the shower, give themselves a little bit more flexibility in there. So as far as maybe just a little bit of extra room when you're taking a shower. Private water closet. Wow, it's cold. It's got a vent in here for the AC. It's been shut, closed. Wow, it got cold pretty quick in here. You can see, guys, RV toilet, vanity area, 3 cabinets right here for storage, tower racks, all that good stuff, plug-ins. Art on the back, which is probably what came in it from the factory. I mean, guys, this is a nice unit for the age and the price. And yeah, it's got a couple little hiccups, but what 2008 doesn't? But the main thing is, it's low miles, it's small. You know, I'm going to estimate you're probably going to get a little bit better fuel mileage on one like this than, say, a 36 or 38 footer. It's only 27 feet long, or a little under 27. You've got low hours on the generator. You got low hours on the motorhome, new tires, Michelin's, for only $42,900. So I think this, and it's a Winnebago too. A lot of people like the Winnebago, which I don't blame them, I do too. On the older, or what you would call an older RV, I guess. I don't consider an 08 older, but a lot of people do. You know, a fiberglass roof is, you know, less worries because, I mean, you can buy one with a flexible roof system like a rubber roof or EPDM or TPO, whatever, and you know, as long as it's maintained properly, it'll last as long as a fiberglass roof. But that's if it's maintained properly. With fiberglass roof, you really don't have much to worry about. I mean, every RV has some yearly maintenance when it comes to the roof. You know, checking the caulk. You know, always do that. Check your skylights and vent lid covers and all that stuff. I mean, you still want to do an annual roof inspection on a fiberglass roof. Better safe than sorry. And you know, recalk or reseal is needed, but it's not a huge thing if you don't with a fiberglass roof, if that makes sense. It's always better to do, but it's not a big deal if you don't. Or rubber roof or fiber or EPDM or TPO or whatever, you got to go up there and seal it, clean it, all that good stuff. So, and actually the manufacturers on most flexible roof systems, when they get over a certain age, do recommend you do have them professionally inspected and serviced 1 to 2 times a year. And that can get pretty expensive too. So at least the fiberglass, hey, DIY it, you're good to go. You can do that, of course, with a flexible roof too. But anyway, $42,900 while it lasts. I think it's a really good buy for this motorhome. It's a perfect size, especially if you like going to state parks, older campgrounds, things like that. You know, truth be known, guys, this is what, 6 feet longer than a Class B van, which is not much. I mean, you look at you measure 6 feet out, put 2 yardsticks together, end on end, and that's not much difference. And that's the only size difference between this and a lot of the Class B vans. So, and you look at the space in here these 2 slides give you in a small motorhome. You've got leveling jacks, you've got generator, you've got all the goodies, guys. And it's a nice unit while it lasts. $42,900 haggle-free firm for that low price. Which, I mean, this is really a $49,900 motorhome, but we're selling it for $42,900 because it doesn't have an awning. And we do still guarantee the slide outs to work. We guarantee the roof air to get cold. We guarantee refrigerator and freezer to get to operating temp, generator to run and put out. We guarantee the water system at time of sale. Check it for leaks, fix any if we find any. Check your water heater, water pump. So, you know, we take this thing and really do a really good checkout, considering how for the price we're selling it for, and a lot more than probably any other dealer is going to do on a 2008 used Winnebago. But just because it's used doesn't mean it doesn't deserve a checkout. So, and of course, guys, everything else is sold as is. You know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I'm going back to what I said a few minutes ago. You know, I recommend anybody wanting to buy any RV, whether from us or anybody else, whether it's new, whether it's used, to do one of these 2 things or both of them. First, if you're familiar with RVs, you've owned them, you know what to look for, come inspect it yourself. Call, make sure it's available. You may want to leave a deposit on it if you're coming a long distance. And when you get here, spend some time on it, guys. Inspect it, test drive it. If it's Monday, we only do test drives Monday through Friday. No Saturday test drives. We're closed Sunday, of course. And just do your own inspection of it. You know what we cover: the slide outs, the roof air, generator. We cover the running and driving, which obviously doesn't include check engine lights, because honestly, guys, half the used units you look at have got some kind of check engine light on it. That's why they're used. Probably been driven for years with that ABS light on, and obviously the people that owned it didn't think nothing about it because they put new Michelins on it, so it didn't bother them, the previous owners, and they spent the extra money for that versus just El Cheapo tires. Well, obviously it's a good motorhome. I don't think they would have spent the extra money if it wasn't. But, you know, do your own inspection, see for yourself, see if you like it. You know, Monday through Friday you can do a test drive. Just call ahead and set everything up with a salesperson. And you know, we'll leave the generator running, plug it into shore power, and turn it on in time for the fridge and freezer to get cold. But you got to plan ahead. You can't just show up, because it's going to take that refrigerator about 6 to 8 hours to get to operating temp or more. So unless you want to sit here and wait that long, you probably need to make an appointment, tell them you want to look it over because you want to buy it, and have them turn it on the day before just to be safe. And of course, in that case, we'd move it somewhere we could plug it into shore power. But anyway, guys, this is a nice unit. It's clean. I really think for what it is, you're getting a good deal, and it's a perfect size. You know, get you a little. I mean, of course, you're never going to buy a motorhome to save gas. Let's be honest, guys. Fuel cost is part of owning an RV. It's a luxury item, and you know, luxury items cost you a lot more in fuel. So that's just the nature. It's still driving a 27-foot box on wheels with basically no aerodynamics. So yeah, it's going to drink some fuel, but not as much as a bigger one would. So, you know, I consider anything over 8 miles a gallon on any Class A or Class C a gift. And that's just, like I said, the nature. It's not like you drive one every day to work. It's something you use a few times a year. If you spend, you know, it's like that's how I justify owning one myself. Hey, if I spend an extra $300 or $400 a year in fuel using mine, who cares? I'm using it. It's vacation. If my budget was that tight that I can't afford fuel for one, I wouldn't be looking to buy one to begin with. I'd stick with a Honda in a hotel room or something like that if I'm worried about fuel mileage. But at least this will get you a little bit better, and I like the size of it because this is just about a foot or so larger than mine, and I can get mine anywhere, any park, any state park, older campground. This one too. I mean, especially right now, campgrounds being so full, the fact you've got a smaller motorhome that'll fit in more sites, because a lot of the older campgrounds have very limited sites. Some of them don't even have sites at all for anything much over 34 feet. And the smaller it is, obviously, the more sites will have available. So, and good sized boondock too. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Smash me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I'll try to do that Class B van that just came in after lunch. If I get time, I got quite a few things to do before I can even eat lunch. I say lunch, it's 1:30 now, a little past lunch, but welcome to my life, guys. But come out and take a look at this little motorhome. I got a good selection of Class A's. Go to my website, parkwayrvcenter.com, to see my current inventory. I try to add stuff every day when I have a chance. Yesterday, obviously, I didn't. I was pretty busy, but definitely will try to make up for it today. Try to do a third one. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia. Also forgot to mention, guys, $42.9 is plus applicable sales tax with no added fees. We have no dock fees, no prep fees, processing fees, no get ready fees, freight fees, happy camper fees, any of that. It's $42.9 plus applicable sales tax. If you are a Georgia resident, there is a $100 highway impact fee we have to charge you. Of course, everybody in Georgia already knows that, since we pay it on everything we buy, individual or dealer. And $40, $50 tag and title fee, depending on your county in Georgia. Now, out of state, like most of my viewers and customers are, that doesn't apply to you. You do not pay that. Now, you'll pay whatever your state charges when you tag and title it. If they've got a fee like that, you'll pay it then, but you don't pay it to us. But, and we have nationwide delivery available for $1.50 a loaded mile one way. So if you're interested in that, we do have financing available on this with approved credit down payment. If you want to know the current information about that, give us a call, 706-965-7929. One of my salespeople will be glad to help you. We do take trade-ins. Thanks again for watching. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.